How many times have you stared at a blinking fault light, a silent machine, or a process grinding to a halt, all because a tiny, seemingly insignificant component decided to throw a wrench in the works? How often has that wrench been a relay, or more specifically, a mistake in how you've handled a relay bank? If you've been in the world of industrial automation, control systems, or even complex DIY electronics for any length of time, you've likely encountered the frustrating, often costly, consequences of relay bank errors. We're talking about more than just a blown fuse or a tripped breaker. We're talking about production delays, safety hazards, equipment damage, and the kind of troubleshooting headaches that make you question your life choices. Relay banks are the silent workhorses of countless electrical and electronic systems. They're the unsung heroes that enable a single, low-power signal to control a high-power device. They provide isolation, sequencing, and the logic gates that allow complex operations to unfold seamlessly. From activating massive motors in a factory to switching between power sources in a critical infrastructure system, relays are everywhere. Their ubiquity, however, often leads to a false sense of simplicity. Because they seem straightforward, just a coil and some contacts, right? Many common mistakes are overlooked, dismissed, or simply not understood until it's too late. Consider the sheer variety of applications. In an automotive plant, relay banks manage everything from robotic arm movements to paint booth ventilation. In a power substation, they handle protective relaying, isolating faults, and ensuring grid stability. On a much smaller scale, even in your home, relays might be found in smart home devices, controlling lighting or HVAC systems. The diversity of their roles means the consequences of a mistake can range from minor inconvenience to catastrophic failure. So, what are these common pitfalls that ensnare even experienced engineers and technicians? We're going to dive deep into the most prevalent relay bank blunders, dissecting why they happen, what their ripple effects can be, and most importantly, how to avoid them. This isn't just about listing problems, it's about understanding the underlying principles that, when ignored, lead to these frustrating scenarios. We'll be covering everything from underestimating coil inductance to ignoring contact ratings, from neglecting proper wiring practices to overlooking environmental factors. Get ready to rethink how you approach your next relay bank installation or troubleshooting session, because a little foresight can save you a lot of hindsight headaches. Let's kick things off with a fundamental error that, surprisingly, still trips up many: incorrect coil voltage or current application. This seems basic, doesn't it? A 24V DC relay needs 24V DC. Simple. But what happens when your 24V DC power supply sags under load, or when you're driving a relay with a marginal current source? The relay might chatter, fail to pull inconsistently, or simply not activate at all. Underdriving a coil leads to unreliable operation and shortened relay life. Conversely, overvoltage or overcurrent can quickly burn out the coil, causing permanent damage. It's not just about matching the nominal voltage, it's about understanding the actual voltage and current available under various operating conditions, especially during transients. Are you using a regulated power supply? What's the ripple? Is there significant voltage drop across long wire runs? These seemingly minor details can quickly become major problems. Always verify your power source meets the relay specifications under all expected load conditions. Next up, a seemingly innocuous detail that can have devastating consequences: ignoring contact ratings and load characteristics. A relay's contacts are its workhorses, responsible for making and breaking the circuit. Every set of contacts has a maximum voltage and current rating it can safely switch. Exceed these, and you're asking for trouble. Arcing, welding of contacts, and premature failure are all common outcomes. But it's not just about the steady-state load. What about inductive loads like motors, solenoids, or transformers? When you switch off an inductive load, the collapsing magnetic field generates a large back EMF, a voltage spike that can be many times the supply voltage. If your relay contacts aren't rated to handle these inductive kicks, they'll degrade rapidly due to excessive arcing, leading to pitting and eventual failure. Similarly, capacitive loads like power supplies or large capacitor banks draw enormous inrush currents when first energized. If your relay isn't rated for these inrush surges, its contacts can weld shut. Always consider the type of load, resistive, inductive, or capacitive, and select relays with appropriate contact ratings and, crucially, arc suppression measures like snubber circuits, MOVs, or diodes across inductive loads. This leads us directly to neglecting arc suppression and contact protection. As just mentioned, switching inductive loads creates arcs that erode relay contacts. Arc suppression techniques are not optional, they are essential for extending relay life and ensuring reliable operation. For DC inductive loads, a simple freewheeling diode placed in reverse bias across the inductive coil is often sufficient. For AC inductive loads, RC snubbers, or MOVs, metal oxide varistors, can be used to dissipate the energy of the arc. Failure to implement proper arc suppression is a guaranteed path to premature relay failure and unreliable system performance. This isn't just about protecting the relay, it's about preventing the collateral damage that a failing relay can inflict on other components in your system. Moving on to the physical aspects, poor wiring practices and cabling. It sounds basic, but sloppy wiring is a breeding ground for problems. Loose connections, inadequate wire gauge, and unshielded cables can all lead to relay bank malfunctions. Loose connections cause intermittent operation, arcing, and heat buildup. Undersized wires lead to excessive voltage drop, potentially underdriving relay coils or limiting the power delivered to the load. Furthermore, inadequate shielding or improper grounding can introduce electromagnetic interference, EMI, or radio frequency interference, RFI, into your control signals, causing spurious relay activations or failures to operate. Always use the correct wire gauge for the current, ensure all connections are tight and secure, and follow best practices for cable routing, separation of signal and power wires, and proper grounding. A neat, well-organized wiring cabinet isn't just aesthetically pleasing, it's a testament to good engineering practice and greatly simplifies troubleshooting. With that said, thanks for watching and until next time.